Betrayal at dusk. The air in the apartment felt heavy, like it was holding its breath. I stood frozen in the doorway, my keys dangling from my fingers, the metallic jangle echoing in the silence. On the coffee table, half hidden under a crumpled takeout menu, was a phone I didn't recognize. A sleek, black thing with a cracked screen, glowing with a notification. Missed call, Alex. My stomach lurched. Alex was my brother's name, but he'd been out of town for weeks. And this wasn't his phone. It was hers, Lila's. I'd come home early from the office, my head still buzzing with deadlines, expecting to find Lila curled up on the couch, her usual glass of Merlot in hand, her laugh filling the room like music. We'd been together 3 years, building a life in this cramped Brooklyn walk-up, our dreams tangled up in late-night whispers and shared leases. But the apartment was too quiet now, the kind of quiet that screamed something was wrong. Her coat was slung over the chair, but her shoes, those red sneakers she wore everywhere, were gone. I picked up the phone, my thumb hovering over the screen. The notification stared back, a tiny accusation. Why was Alex calling her? My mind raced, conjuring excuses. Maybe it was another Alex, a coworker, a friend. But the unease gnawed at me, sharp and cold, like a blade pressed against my ribs. I swiped the screen, no passcode. Lila was always careless with her phones. The call log was a punch to the gut. Alex, 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 over and over, late-night calls stretching back months. Texts too, dozens of them. I opened one, my heart hammering. Meet me at the usual spot. Don't tell him. The room spun. I sank onto the couch, the fabric rough under my palms, the faint smell of Lila's lavender shampoo clinging to the cushions. My brother. My fiancé. The two people I trusted most. Their names now twisted into something vile. I wanted to scream, to hurl the phone against the wall, but instead I sat there paralyzed, replaying every moment I might have missed. The late nights Lila said she was working late. Alex's sudden trips out of town, always vague, always rushed. The way they'd laugh together at Thanksgiving, their heads bent close over some private joke. I thought it was family. Thought it was love. The door creaked open. Lila stepped inside, her red sneakers squeaking on the hardwood. Her face flushed like she'd been running. "You're home early," she said, her voice bright but brittle, like glass about to shatter. She froze when she saw the phone in my hand, her eyes widening, just for a second, before she masked it with a smile. "Oh, you found my spare phone. I've been looking for that. Spare phone." My voice was low, steady, but inside I was unraveling. "Why's Alex been calling you on it?" Her smile faltered, a flicker of panic crossing her face. "Alex? Oh, probably just, catching up. He's been helping me plan something for you." The lie was clumsy, rushed, and it stung worse than the truth might have. She stepped closer, reaching for the phone, but I pulled it back. "Don't," I said, my voice cracking now. "I saw the texts, Lila. Don't tell him." "What the hell does that mean?" Her breath hitched, and for a moment she looked small, cornered, her green eyes darting to the floor. "It's not what you think," she whispered, but her voice trembled, betraying her. "It's complicated. Complicated." I stood, the phone clenched in my fist. "My brother, Lila. My brother. How long has this been going on?" The words tasted like ash, each one burning as it left my mouth. I wanted her to deny it, to laugh and call me paranoid, but the guilt in her eyes was louder than any confession. She sank into the chair, her hands twisting in her lap. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she said, barely audible. "It was one time months ago, after that fight we had. You were so distant, and Alex, he was there. It didn't mean anything. Didn't mean anything." My laugh was sharp, hollow. "You've been sneaking around for months, lying to my face, and it didn't mean anything?" The room felt too small, the walls closing in, the air thick with her betrayal. I thought of Alex, his easy grin, the way he'd always been my anchor growing up. Now that anchor was dragging me under. "I love you," she said, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I didn't want to hurt you. We were trying to figure out how to tell you, to fix it." "Fix it?" I paced, my shoes scuffing the floor, the sound grating against my nerves. You and Alex were planning behind my back. You think that's fixing it? My mind flashed to the ring hidden in my sock drawer, the one I'd spent months saving for, the proposal I'd planned for next week. The thought of it now made my chest ache, a raw, hollow pain. I'm sorry, she sobbed, her voice breaking. I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't want to lose you. But she already had. The realization hit me like a wave, cold and relentless. I didn't know her anymore. Not the woman I'd laughed with over burnt dinners, not the woman I'd dreamed of building a future with. And Alex, my brother, my blood, had carved a hole in my life I couldn't unsee. I grabbed my coat, the phone still in my hand. I need to see him, I said, my voice flat, emotion drained. I need to hear it from him. No, please, Lila begged, reaching for me, but I brushed past her, the touch of her hand like a spark against my skin. I was out the door, the stairwell blurring as I descended, the city's hum a dull roar in my ears. My phone buzzed. Alex calling me now, probably tipped off by Lila. I ignored it, my feet carrying me to the bar where I knew he'd be. The usual spot from the texts. The bar was dim, crowded, the air thick with beer and regret. Alex sat in a corner booth, his face pale when he saw me. Hey man, he started, his voice too casual, too forced. What's up? I slid the phone across the table, the screen still glowing with their secrets. Explain this, I said, my voice low, dangerous. His eyes flicked to the phone, then back to me, and for the first time I saw fear in my brother's face. I messed up, he said, his hands shaking. It was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to go this far. A mistake. I leaned in, my voice a whisper now, every word laced with rage. You betrayed me. Both of you. The bar faded, the noise dimming to a dull hum, as I stared at the man I'd once idolized. Why? He looked away, his jaw tight. I don't know, he muttered. It just happened. I stood, the chair scraping against the floor, the sound cutting through the haze. You're my brother, I said, the words breaking as they left me. I trusted you. I walked out, the cold night air biting my face, the city lights blurring through unshed tears. Behind me, Alex called my name, but I didn't turn back. In my pocket, Lila's phone buzzed again, another message I wouldn't read. I tossed it into a dumpster, the clatter echoing in the alley, a final act of severance. As I walked, the weight of their betrayal settled into my bones, but so did something else, resolve. I'd rebuild piece by piece without them. And then my phone lit up with a new call, a number I didn't recognize. The voicemail that followed was a lawyer's voice, clipped and formal, informing me that our grandmother, estranged for years, had left me everything. Her estate, her fortune, her empire. Millions. Enough to ruin them both. I stopped in the street, the city pulsing around me, and laughed, a raw, bitter sound. The betrayal had shattered me, but this was power. And I'd use it.